Hi, my name is Matthew Kolodziej. I'm a professor of art at the Meyer School of Art at the University of Akron. And I'm here at the McDonough Museum of Art here in Youngstown, Ohio. I'm talking today a little bit about my exhibition called Open Storage. Open Storage is a group of paintings and drawings, some that are monumental in scale and some that are very intimate. And I started the exhibition thinking about different kinds of spaces and different kinds of speeds that we experience place. I grew up thinking a lot about what we leave behind. I've always been interested in that, so I did a lot of archaeological digs when I was in college and worked in the theater and film industry for a while, and all of these are places where you construct a theater or a story or an experience out of many little parts. This show really originated from a trip to Japan. And in Japan, there are two very different kinds of spaces that I was interested in looking at. One was the very contemplative spaces of Kyoto, temples and various ritual spaces, very quiet and thoughtful spaces. And the other was much more of a digital space that we experience in our daily lives. And I think these kinds of clashes and places where things sink within very quiet material spaces and a much more virtual one is really our modern experience. And so that was kind of what I was curious about looking at, and also curious about making that kind of experience in paintings and drawings. So the space within the paintings is sometimes very flat, sometimes folding, sometimes almost like an aerial view of a space. And I would, when I was making these paintings, I was thinking about those different kinds of experiences all within the same image. I also wanted to have that experience in the space itself. And so I placed various scrolls in relation to the corners of the space. I wanted the viewer to walk through it almost like you would a video game, but a much more contemplative one. In this space, the drawings take on an architectural presence, and so they, as you move around them, they change. In this case, there are a couple of corner wall drawings, and so they literally open up and unfold as you walk from one side to the other. They disappear and then they reappear as you get closer or you move further away. The large scrolls also work that way, where you might be looking at the scroll or looking up into the ceiling because they come from the ceiling, but you also might look past them into a space beyond and see a painting on the wall that might reference something in the drawing in front of you. I used an airbrush in this work to create these spaces that are basically like a stratigraphy, a kind of layered space, as if you were looking through multiple layers of history, or if you were looking at through an attic space or a cabinet full of different utensils or spices. As if you were walking through your own house and you caught a glimpse out of the corner of your eye, or you picked up something in the dark. I want the same thing to happen in the drawings, that is, you sort of recognize something and then you aren't sure what you saw. And that experience, I think, is a very human one.